hold on. Yeah, I want the convex to match with another, well, it would have to be okay, so if this is convex and this would also be convex, but the way that they are formed needs some other differentiation. And that's going to have some impact here. You know, it's almost as if there need to be these slight arcings in order to truly maximize the strength of the seal. But that's also something that planing them does. You know, it makes everything a uniform height. Now, if you do that on both sides, then all of a sudden you've got, you know, a uniform dimension that's not, you know, precise to the millionth or billionth of a meter, but it's adequate, and it doesn't even take them to even be centered for them to be adequate. This is a 600, which means it's 6 inches high, and it's a 0 degree. You see, I mean, oh, Keep your hands close to you. Truly, this is true core workouts. You're just kind of hopping a little bit. It's like you're ready to hop. You're sitting still like a frog. And then you're just hopping a little bit. Now you see where it is right now, okay? Look at how my feet are positioned. My back ankle, my right ankle, is resting within the plantar bridge of my left foot. Now I'm going to switch these. You can't see what I'm doing above. But I'm trying to complete these motions as if they were on tracks, as if they were following their own paths. And those paths were determined, and their design was mediated by the curvature of space-time. Even in these subtle ways, all matter curves space-time. Now, it's imperceivable, except in the form of gravity. Yes, the gravity of Earth is so much stronger than ours that as we're spinning at 10,000 miles an hour, as we're rotating hour by hour, we're orbiting the sun at the same angle, which is why in the summertime it's hotter. And colder. And that's why you've got to let your abdomen relax. You've got to use your shirt as resistance. And then you've got to imagine that your shirt is there. When you move in slow motion, there's something always resisting, unless you're moving in slow motion this way. But even still, unless you're in free fall, there's always something resisting. There's always something prepared to resist. And that's us. That's us at our most actualized. Where we can be most truthful, where we can be most authentic. And a lot of times that's when we're alone. When the crowd isn't there for us to think about. When the potential for ridicule is absent. And that's what the educational system should be creating. Are human animals of a certain age that have certain skills that are being leveraged by the society and the culture in which they are operating. You see how I'm centered and then I'm coming out to these extreme distances? I'm not stretching too far. I'm not putting undue pressure on my body. In fact, I'm just putting a little bit, enough to and then I'm synchronizing. I'm synchronizing these distances. I'm synchronizing these arrival points to coincide with the breath itself. See, I can do this all day long. You can do this all day long. There are people in human history who have done this all day long. and then all night long. I don't know what the world record is for trances. An intense ritual of some type. Maybe it's a music festival. Maybe it's some type of gardening club, in which you're getting tuned into the energy of the cosmos in all of its different intensities through a particular experience. All you have to do is see a light show once. All you have to do is imagine. All you have to do is write your own story in your mind with no words, no language. And then just go an inch away and do the same thing. And then do the opposite of that. You see how I'm just making these small, subtle circles. These small, combinations of waves. When you have a complete track and you're making these small circles, if that's the intention, and that's the achievement, you can't help but be facilitating the greater flow of blood and nutrients, the more efficient delivery of oxygen, the more efficient evacuation of cellular detritus, cellular metabolic products. There must be a system for removing those, just like there's an immune system. Kidneys filter blood. There's every organ through which chemical energy passes is doing some type of biological filtration, because at the atomic and at the molecular and cellular level, there are interactions between those and the oxidative byproducts of the breakdown of all things. Even the invisible things, the invisible parts of us, the things that can only be seen with microscopy. They exist. The atomic theory is real. How do we integrate this to create a new form of spirituality? There's got to be a way. And I feel as if this Euthrones thing is the beginning. This is the beginning of a new systemic approach to solving these problems, while preempting other problems and while maximizing human capabilities and the development of human potential. Sometimes people have to have their sensibilities offended. It's just a fact. It's just a fact. I wish it weren't always that way. I wish that there were, situations in which it was being offended that people wanted. There was a time, I think, whenever we wanted our children to be taught in a disciplinary-based way, taught in a way that makes them reverential for all that has ever come before. That's the real benefit. When you revere your mother and father, you're revering their mothers and fathers, all the way back through history. You're revering everything. That's gratitude. Knowing and seeing ingratitude makes it ever more important and ever more clear. But they don't really understand that. They don't really understand these benefits. They don't understand these costs. And that's why it's so tragic. Because it could be so different, so easily. So easily. But that's why I'm still beating the drum. That's why I'll always be beating the drum until I'm satisfied. Until I'm satisfied. And if we all had that attitude, that attitude of gratitude, I doubt we'd have a lot of these problems. And I bet we'd be way further along on this task of enlightening the rest of the world. If you're watching this, you're a part of that class. You have this obligation now. I'm sorry, but you got to change the way you live. We got to change the way we live. We have to acknowledge that. We owe it. We owe it to the past. We owe it to the future. We owe it to everybody present and alive today. Oh. Thanks for watching, everybody. I love you. 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 And if it weren't for you, my life would be so much poorer. Thanks for watching, y'all. Until the next time. Ev, out.